This was going to be a quick video, but I ended up adding stuff to the end of it. But stick around to the end. I put my feeder out, but you'll see that. So I don't want to spoil that, but I'm finally getting around to making the video on how to make a beef feeder. So here we go. Hey everybody, it's Daryl back again. So today we're going to do that. Something I've been telling y'all for a while we were going to do, and I'm going to show y'all how to make a beef feeder out of a 5-gallon bucket. And what you're going to need is a 5-gallon bucket and a lid. This one's got the gasket in it. I've got a regular Lowe's lid over here. We're going to try and see if we can make it work with just a little cheap lid with no seal in it. And when I say the seal, what I'm talking about is this piece. See how it's got the inner seal on it? With this one too, you have to break that part off and take this off. Because if you don't take that off, then when you put that on there, it's going to lock it down. Now what you're going to need is a drill and a bit. Now this bit right here is a 1/16, I think is what it is. You could probably go a little bit bigger than that, but smaller is better, at least in this situation. And then you're going to need a Sharpie. Now you're probably asking yourself, look, steak bird. What you're probably asking yourself is, what do I need a Sharpie for? Well, you need to mark right here, on here, and right there on the inside. And the reason being is, the way this feeder works is you're gonna have your bucket upside down. If you drill a hole right here, it's gonna leak around this and then your bucket's worthless. Unless you're gonna put feed or something in it. So you want to mark the inside where that's at, so you make sure you don't do those. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I've done that before. And then all you're gonna do, see on these buckets here, these little channels right here, you're gonna drill a hole right in here and then right in there, and so forth and so on all the way around the bucket. So we're gonna do that right quick. Now you don't want to drill all the way through. This bucket's kind of see-through. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Here in just a minute. All I'm doing is, if you can see it, these little marks right here. See where I'm drilling these little holes at? And all that's doing is giving access to each one of these little channels right here. And if you don't get every one, that ain't no big deal. You probably could just do the big ones and leave the other ones open, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit them all. Now with this clear bucket, one thing you can do is I'm taking my finger and sticking in here so I can see where I'm at on the inside of the bucket. And of course, before you drill the hole, you'll want to take your finger out, but you can see right here where my finger's at. That'll help you figure out where you need to drill. Now you just want to poke through the first part of the bucket. You don't want to go all the way through the rim, because if you do, then your bucket will leak and it'll be worthless. But as you can see, we're just going around the bucket. They don't have to be a certain height or anything else. You just want it where you can, where it can fill up those little pieces. And as you can see, we got our black mark here, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip a pretty good spot on that. And we'll come back to it. I just broke the tip off my drill bit just by bumping it on the side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna speed the drill bit up and I'm gonna push it through. And there we go. As you can see, if I hold this bucket up right, you can see the little pinpoints on it. And you see the reason why I put the black marks on the inside, just so we don't screw it up. Because trust me, been there, done that. And that's all there is to it. I'm gonna fill it up with water and then show you how it works. Alrighty, so now we got the bucket full of water. We're gonna put the top on it and turn it upside down. And let the ribs fill up with water, and I'll show you what it looks like once they're filled up. So once it fills up, see how there's water in the rims all around here. Some of them's gonna fill up a little bit more than the other ones do, but that's all there is to it. The good thing about this is you don't have to worry about your bees drowning. They can get in and back out without having to worry about it. So there you go. So that's the bucket that I made it out of. It's a BPA free bucket, and as you can see on the sides, it's got the measurements and all that other stuff for when you mix your sugar water up. All right, so that's the bucket that I use, and that's how I do my stuff. If I can find a link on Amazon for that bucket, I'll put it down below. If you use that affiliated link, it actually gives a little bit of money back to the channel. All the links below, if you click on that and go to Amazon and then you do some shopping or whatever you put in your cart, even if it's not what I have on that link, it actually gives a little bit to the channel. So that's another way you can help support the channel if y'all are Amazon fans. If I can't find a link, it won't be below, and you can go to Lowe's or somewhere like that and find it. I'll do a little thing off camera and see if we can get a regular Lowe's lid to fit, one without the seal on it. If we can, then I'll put that at the end of this video, so you don't have to spend that little bit of extra money. I think those ones without the seal was a little bit cheaper. So there you go. Once I get it done and mix some sugar water up to it, I'll do another little video and show y'all about feeding them. I will warn you, if you put sugar water out, you want to put it somewhere in your yard, way away from your beehives, and you don't want to put it anywhere where you don't want the grass to die, because sugar water will kill your grass. Just a little heads up on that. So we're gonna wrap it up with that. Bee tree in the background. So I think that's all we're gonna say for today. You want to tell them bye-bye? Bye. And thanks for watching. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one. Say bye-bye. Bye. All right, I'm gonna check on this. This is just a regular bucket lid from Lowe's. It's got dirt in it too. Let's see if it leaks. It does. See where it's bubbling up? So you will need to, let's see if we can zoom in on it. See where it's bubbling out of the bottom? So you will have to get one of the lids with the seal in it. One other thing I will tell y'all about sugar water. If you've only got a few hives, you don't mix up a whole lot of sugar water and leave it outside, because sugar water will ferment. If it ain't gone within a couple of days, you need to pour it out and make some fresh. Especially if it's hot outside, it will ferment and the bees won't touch it. And if they do, it's not really that good for them. So just a heads up on that. I didn't put that in the previous video. So like I said, I'll put links in the description below to that if I can find anything on Amazon. If I can't, then of course you can go to Lowe's and get the stuff too. All right, so we got 2.5 gallons of water in there, and we don't quite have 25 pounds of sugar. So we're just gonna mix that together, and I'll show you how I do all that. Now this is my paddle that I use. People use it for mixing up like paste or... Look out, no, you're gonna get sticky. This is my paddle that I use. People use it for drywall, putty and all that crap, but we use it for the bees. If you do use this, you do want to use your drill on slow because it will slosh it everywhere. And all I do is just mix for a little while one way, and then I'll turn around and go back the other way. So there we go, we're gonna take it out here and set it out. I don't know how much activity we will have on the bees today because we got thunderstorms in the area. And but we're gonna go ahead and set it out over here in the far corner of the yard, and I'll show you where I'm gonna do that at. So there's gonna be several outros to this video. I decided to go ahead and throw it all in one. That way you get the whole entire thing. But what I'm gonna do is bring it over here in the corner of the yard, away from everything. Probably 50 yards from your hives will be fine. And if you ain't got but 1 or 2 hives, you might get a little bit closer. But you don't want them too close to the hives, because especially during this time of the year, we're in the first part of August, you don't want to make the bees start robbing each other. And they will if you put sugar water too close to a hive. But as you can see, we're coming way over here to the far corner of the yard. I'm gonna put this out, and I'm gonna put it out here in the corner where I don't have anything at anyway. Closest thing is gonna be the bee tree over there, and I'm not worried about them messing with it because I mean, we're a good 60 yards from it. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and we'll set this up right quick. And all I'm gonna do is bring it over here and set it up. Just like that right there. Go make sure it's semi-level so it don't leak. And it might leak a little bit to start with until it pulls a vacuum. But so far, so good. I think it's fairly level. Everything leveling off pretty good. It doesn't seem to be leaking anywhere. Leaking a little bit on the back side. I leveled it back out. Like I said, it might leak a little bit to start with, just because it's got to pull a vacuum in the thing. It's about like putting a chicken water out. It'll leak a little bit once you put it out, but once it pulls a vacuum, should be good to go. Yeah, it's quit leaking. One thing you can do once you put this bucket out, you can put a little bit of lemongrass oil in your water, or you can put some on the bucket and it'll help attract the bees, which I'll go get some right quick and put it out and see if we can't get some bees attracted over here to start with. As you can see the sugar water down in the rim all the way around. See, that spilled over. That spilled over in there a while ago before it pulled the vacuum, but you can see how it fills up. See, there's one of the ones I missed a while ago. But you can see how it fills up. And once you set up a place like this right here, as long as you keep putting sugar water in the same place, the bees will actually come looking for it. It might take them a little bit of time to find it. And I have actually took bees from a hive and brought them over here and put them on the feeder to kind of help speed the process up. But it's kind of late this afternoon. We got a chance of thunderstorms all over the place, and I don't really want to mess with the bees today because the boys is out here playing in the yard, and I don't want to be dragging bees all over the yard and them getting stung or whatever else. So, but there it is, set up, ready to rock and roll. If I get a chance tomorrow, I'll try to come out here and video it. I know with this many hives that I've got, and as much as the bees need the sugar water, it won't take them long to knock the bottom out of that. When I had probably half these hives out here, a 5-gallon bucket of water, sugar water, would last maybe 4 or 5 hours at the most, and they'd knock the bottom out of it. Now the disadvantage to this bucket is the water will only get down to the holes, and then they can't get it anymore. The advantage of this thing is once it gets down to the holes, the bees can't get into the thing, and they can't get in there and get drowned. Like I've got a video out there about using a chicken water for a sugar water feeder for the bees, and I'll post that at the end as one of the videos so y'all can click on it and look at it. If you've got one of those chicken waters, they work beautifully for that, but you've got to put rocks in them to keep the bees from drowning. And you've also got to block that hole off, because once the water gets down below that, the bees can actually fit in that hole and they'll get in there and drown. And the reason why I know that is because it happened to me. So there's that on that. But this is the third ending to this video. I don't know if I'll have time to video the bees on it tomorrow. We're actually leaving to go to the lake this weekend. Saturday is my birthday. I'll be 21 again this year for the 44th year in a row. But after you turn about 23, you quit counting. So, but if you've stuck around this long, I do appreciate y'all. We've got some new subscribers in. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. This just like this right here. Google was pushing or YouTube was pushing my When Bumblebees Attack video, and our subscriber count went way up, and now it's kind of leveled back off. But we ain't losing any, so that's a good thing. Appreciate y'all. I'll quit rambling and we'll end it right here. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Over here are some videos that I also think you would like. So go ahead and click on one of them and continue watching. I do appreciate y'all watching. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.